Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today's Tuesday, July 18th, 2023, and we're here for a town board meeting, also a CDA meeting. As always, we're going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Ken, can you please take the lead?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And thank you, Ken, and Councilman Bayrod is not with us today, so I'm going to ask Councilman Kern to please introduce the member of our faith community who's going to be joining us for the invocation.
Yes. So we have Reverend Dr. Philip Hart, new pastor of the Riverhead United Methodist Church. So, Pastor, welcome, and come up to the mic.
Good afternoon.
Let us pray. Oh God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the warm summer months where we can once again enjoy the beaches and our vacations, a time of rest and renewal. We thank you too for our great country which recently celebrated its independence. We are grateful for all the freedoms we enjoy, especially religious freedom. Father, this afternoon as the town board gathers to do their important work on behalf of this great city, we ask you to give them wisdom. Even the great King Solomon prayed, not for riches and not for a long life, but for wisdom in how to govern his vast people. And so we pray, O wisdom on high, to you the meek are guided in judgment, and light rises up in darkness for the godly. Grant us in all doubts and uncertainties the grace to ask what you would have us do, that we may be saved from all false choices, and that in your light we may see light, and in your straight path may not stumble. And we ask this through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you,
Pastor.
Reverend.
And welcome to Riverhead.
Yes, I see you're very active. I live very close by, and every time I pass, Saturday, Sunday, you guys are packed, the parking lot.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
that's good.
Can I just say one more thing?
Sure, sir.
Any football fans here?
Right here.
Couple.
I feel a lot like Aaron Rodgers, the new quarterback for the New York Jets. He had 18 seasons in Green Bay Packers, MVP 4 times, Super Bowl once, and now he's in with the New York Jets, and there are a lot of expectations. For 17 years, I was in Glendale, Maspeth, United Methodist Church in Queens, and now I'm in Riverhead, so I can identify with Aaron Rodgers, and it's going to be a great year for Riverhead United Methodist Church and for this city.
What about the Jets?
The Jets, Super Bowl.
We need your autograph. We need your autograph.
I'm not going to argue with a man of the cloth, but
Yeah.
Welcome, Pastor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we have 2 announcements today. As many of you know, several months ago, 2 Riverhead Highway Department employees, Frank Greenwood and J.R. Renton, came to aid at a house that where a fire broke out on Pulaski Street. We unfortunately weren't there to be at the event on that day, but we want to make sure that we know that we're dedicated to supporting our volunteer firemen, and our support will never waver. We have always supported them financially, even emotionally. We show up at their events and give them certificates when it's necessary. So in recognition of them, for their act on that day, these 2 gentlemen were given proclamations today. While one did not show up to the senators, apparently from being shy, did not show up to the senator's award. However, the town took the proclamations to them to the highway today. So we have Councilman Hubbard, who is my liaison, and I think you have brought the lunch, you said, today? Breakfast today,
Yeah,
and
breakfast
she has
on
done
this
in the
morning.
past, and I know that as my liaison, you asked to bring them there, so.
It was really a
how'd it
special
go?
morning, so it was a really great morning to honor 2 exemplary members, not just Riverhead residents,
not just highway workers, but volunteers within our community. They put themselves above and beyond to protect life and property, and I'm very grateful for their service to our community, and it really was a special morning, right, Tim?
It was, and I didn't realize until this morning that Highway Superintendent Zaleski stated not only did J.R. Renton and Frank Greenwood go in and make a heroic save, other workers that were in the area for the highway department actually jumped right out and started directing traffic and routing things, and so it was a pretty big operation, and it was very, very proud of them.
Okay,
Very special
So,
morning.
thank you, guys.
right,
Yes,
best of
thank
luck.
you.
Recording in progress.
And to our firefighters and all our
EMS.
volunteers, EMS, we're proud for what you do for your community, and keep up the good work.
And I was impressed about how many volunteer firefighters there are in the
There
highway
is.
Yeah,
department.
it was like 6 or 7 or 8, I think they
Yeah.
said they had that are volunteer firemen.
Thank you all for your service.
Yes.
And then next, the much anticipated Jamesport Fire Department annual carnival begins today. Actually, it begins, is it today? It's tomorrow. Somebody
Tomorrow.
put today on my notes, but we'll have to,
Oh, it's tonight?
oh, it starts tonight,
Carnival
right?
starts tonight.
Okay, so they got it right.
I
So
thought I smelled the sausage and peppers
cooking.
this morning.
So again, I'm gonna clear that up. The Jamesport Fire Department Annual Carnival begins today at 6 p.m. at the Jamesport Community Center on South Jamesport Avenue. Rides, games of chance, and food will be available from 6 to 10 p.m. throughout Saturday, with the parade taking place tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Main Road. It's always a great parade, and I'll be riding with the chief hopefully, and the point of the parade is at Washington Avenue and Manor Lane, and the actual entire event is going to culminate with fireworks on Saturday at 10:30 p.m. and we'll hope to see you there. And as the councilman mentioned, Councilman Hubbard, they have like famous sausage and pepper sandwiches. And come hungry, it's going to be a lot of fun, and hope to see you there.
There can't possibly be any rain left in the skies. It has all fallen. It's got to be a wonderful day.
Okay, so moving forward, can I have a first and a second to close the town board meeting and open the community development meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, so Diane, can you please call the vote?
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
The town board meeting is closed and the CDA meeting is now open.
Okay, so we have with us today Dawn Thomas, our CDA director, and she's here to conduct the CDA meeting, and good afternoon, Dawn.
Good afternoon. We have no resolutions other than the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of June 21st. So we just need a motion and a second to approve those minutes.
So
Well-
moved.
Motion?
Second?
Okay? Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes.
Bayrock. Oh, absent. Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Okay, those minutes are approved, and then we have open comments for CDA matters only.
Okay, anyone want to come forward? Do we have anyone online? Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, Barbara.
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor, members of the board. My name is Barbara Blass, and I live in Jamesport. I have a couple of comments about the IDA, or the CDA CAT joint application with reference to some information that was posted on the website in conjunction with the application itself. But I first did want to acknowledge and thank Vice Chairwoman Lori Pipchinsky, who responded to a request that we made to enhance that tentative approval process that they had posted. I think she said, we'll try our best to put some meat on the bones, and she did that, and we're all very appreciative of her efforts and her responsiveness. And I also understand that the IDA has agreed to have some kind of open forum, or maybe more than one. Details we're all anxiously awaiting, but that's also a very good sign. But unfortunately, that's kind of where my accolades stop, because I have some real concerns about the IDA memo on land use and zoning that they posted in conjunction with this application. So these are my comments. Sometime late
Barbara,
last,
what memo was that? I'm sorry, so we have
It's-
a
it's
reference.
called a-
What's the date on it?
it doesn't have a date, but it's on
Who
the,
posted it?
It's on the IDA website with the CDA application, CDA CAT application. It's the last one listed. It doesn't have a date, it doesn't have an actual
I've
author.
seen most of it, I just can't place it, so
It's at
we'll
the
go
bottom.
back.
It's at the very last thing I believe they posted.
Okay.
I know the enhancement of the approval process had a date of 6/13 that was notated, but this did not. So sometime late last month, I have to assume, the IDA posted a zoning and uses memo with other CAT/CDA application documents on its website. A disclaimer describes the memo as the agency's interpretation of the permitted zoning and uses. It goes on to say, quote, "The purpose of posting this interpretation is to provide a simplified view of the documents guiding the zoning of the property in question." The memo acknowledges, quote, "It is not in the purview of the Riverhead IDA to draft zoning and uses." Well, it's not in the IDA's purview to interpret the zoning code either. That's not my opinion, that's a fact. I don't know who wrote the memo, but clearly no one familiar with the documents or the record checked it for accuracy prior to its posting. If this is the IDA's understanding of the record to date and the guidance documents for EPCAL's redevelopment, is a clear indication that they're out of their element. The paragraphs taken directly from the town code were copied correctly. I'm not going to make any snarky comments about the rest, nor am I going to list all of the questionable statements. But here's a sample. Quote, "Under the current development plan proposed by CAT and the RCDA, EPCAL will be converted to a subdivision containing 8 parcels, with the property making up parcels."
Barbara, hang on one
We
second.
lost your mic,
We lost the
Barbara.
mic up here.
Give us a test.
Try it to your
Give it a
test.
tap, Barbara.
Hello?
No, what's-
Just touch on, there we
There
go.
it is. Okay, there
Perfect,
you go.
perfect.
You're back on it.
How far do I have to back up? Do we know?
You should probably go back to, start that last sentence over again.
Okay.
Mike, please.
I'm not going to make any snarky comments about the rest, nor am I going to list all of the questionable statements, but this sample will suffice, I believe. Quote, "Under the current development plan proposed by CAT and the RCDA, EPCAL will be converted to a subdivision containing 8 parcels, with the property making up parcels 7, 8, and 9. There are only 8 lots in an 8-lot subdivision. I don't know where Lot 9 came from. The CDA is in contract to sell lots 6, 7, and 8, which, as you know, do not even legally exist. The memo references an updated comprehensive habitat protection plan created pursuant to the proposed 8-lot subdivision. Statements like these are grossly misleading in that while the town may have created one, the DEC never approved or accepted it. A recent FOIL request actually verified that. So I'm not going to dissect the rest of this memo. That's someone else's job. To be sure, the town board is solely responsible for zoning and land use issues in the town, and the ZBA is responsible for interpretations. The misinterpretations and inaccurate contents of this memo clearly indicate, or on the IDA's website, clearly demonstrate that they are unfamiliar, or in unfamiliar territory, and you actually put them there, and made it next to impossible for them to say, as the saying goes, to stay in their lane. It's as though you gave them the keys to the bus and they don't yet know how to drive. It's really time to take those keys back. Thank you very much, and I really hope someone takes a look at that memo and perhaps corrects it, takes it down to do what they need to do with it in order to make it reflective of the actual situation. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Bo.
Thank you, Barbara. Anyone else want to come forward from the audience? Anyone online? Okay. Good afternoon. I'm not going to say it, Mr. McCollum.
Good. I was hoping if Barbara doesn't get every meeting welcome, then I shouldn't get one either. We should just function as part of
Okay, we will.
your citizenry without any special introduction.
Okay.
John McAuliffe from the Rolling Woods or Roanoke Landing area of Riverhead. Not surprisingly, I also want to talk a bit about and ask a question about where we are on the process with EPCAL, and also to commend, we think, this new process from the IDA to have public meetings. I sent a note last night to the executive director asking for dates and structure of the programs, but my understanding is these are actually their programs, which they will moderate, and they're not going to hand it over to CAT or the Germasians to do whatever they want with them. What my concern is that when you filed a joint proposal with the CAT, there was a development plan associated with it. But then you were as blindsided as the rest of us with what they actually presented last September. My question is, now that Justin Germasian has written in the local that they're coming up with a new development plan or modified development plan, my question is, have they consulted with you at all? Have they informed you at all about what is in that, or are you, like the rest of us, going to listen to what they say in these discussions with the IDA? It's also not clear to us whether this is a sufficiently new proposal that it ought to be, in a sense, go back to square one with the IDA, or whether the IDA is just treating it as a modification, but that we will see about. The question I want to ask in Councilman Hubbard's opinion piece, which I thought was very good, there was his specific reference was that there should be covenants be signed protecting the property from ever becoming an air cargo port, and the protection of the plus or minus 1,000 acres from development. That Justin Germasian was responding to his opinion piece, but he never responded to that set of constraints.
He mentioned it but didn't address it.
Yeah, we'll see, right? That's part of, my question is the other three members of the board who are here, whether you would unite with Mr. Hubbard in saying that any serious proposal should include those two caveats, some kind of permanent, I guess it can be done permanently as a covenant, that would prevent it ever being used as a cargo hub, and that would guarantee the non-developable acres. So that's really my question to the other three of you, whether his position is also your position.
I'll respond to you directly, and I noticed you on Route 25, and just to simply say that it will not be a cargo airport, it will not be a jet port, it's not going to be an airport. I think at least I know that I agree 100% with Councilman Hubbard's comments, and I support him. I'll let others speak for themselves, but I think there has been a cry of misinformation that has been put out there to the general public about this. It's not permitted. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be a cargo airport. It is not going to be an aviation airport with passenger terminals, anything of that nature. That's not what we're looking for. I've advocated over the last year and a half that we're looking for high-tech industrial jobs.
Well, I understand that, but you would acknowledge that it was the Germasians that created that misinformation.
But
In
then
September,
they still have to come before us for approval.
No, I
It's
understand.
not something in which I don't think
I
there's no
understand.
support here for that.
Yeah, but would you support Tim's position that there
100%.
there should be
100%.
within the contract, the contract needs to be modified
100%.
to include
I
that
think
language?
Tim's words were very accurate.
Okay,
and-
no, that's
and
fine, that's very
100%
clear
agree,
then.
yes.
I mean, I think we'll see. You trust them far more than I do, that what they say today.
It's not about trust, it's about us having town codes in place and what is allowed and what is not allowed.
And the question, as I wrote in my opinion piece, is once they own the property, given the amount of money and political clout that they have, whether they will then come to a successor town board and say, gee, we're really sorry, but we couldn't find those tech jobs. We're really sorry, but
I
the
can't tell
only
you what
thing we
town
can
board will be in
do-
the future, but I can tell you what you have in place now.
Yeah, but
Don't
you
let
have
others-
only
And
6
you know,
months.
I think this board takes offense with you saying political clout in the future. will dictate us making those modifications. As
Well, that's
you
certainly
are,
what's
let me
happened.
finish, Mr. McCall.
Sure.
I'd let you speak.
Okay,
As
sure.
you are fully aware, it's not zoned for that. It's been mentioned to you over and over, it's just mentioned again. It's not zoned for that. And we're not gonna disrupt our community. We're gonna see what they have to say. And, but I take offense, political clout, because nobody changes my mind. I'm here to make sure that we have a balance and that we take care of the community, we don't hurt the environment. And I've said it over and over again, when I built my house, I made sure that it was overlooking a farm, and I came to town to make sure that it was agriculturally protected forever, okay? So we're not gonna deviate from that, so don't speak on our behalf, we're gonna have to see
No, I'm asking,
what's
but
going.
you would support
So-
Tim's, also
I will
his
support
restrictive
what the
language.
right thing, what the attorneys tell us, and what they, and not support if it's gonna harm the economy, okay? And the environment, and the people, and anything else that's gonna take away from our way of living in Riverhead,
I
so.
think you have to look at their history
Okay,
with
you know, you're taking a
towns.
vote, you're also taking a vote as the board members, this is a comment
time up.
period. And you, yeah, so let's just,
Okay.
you got some answers, we have to
Okay.
now wait. We're not supporting everything that's being put.
So they've
What?
not given you any insight
No,
into what
and if
their
they
new
did,
proposal is?
if they did, then it's not, the IDA is not an independent board. And it has been explained to you over and over again, Mr. McAuliffe, that if we start getting everything that they get and make opinions and start interfering with the IDA process, it's not an independent review. And so we unfortunately are a little bit tied until we get word from them and their attorneys to say, this is what's going on, this is how we feel, and give us advice. And
So
that's
you will
where we
find
stand.
out when we find out, is what it
Well,
comes down to.
unfortunately, that's been the case so long. Is it frustrating for us? Absolutely.
Yeah. And then we will see, the judgment will be by the IDA and then by you, whether this time they're giving a straight story as opposed to last September.
Yes.
That's- Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anyone else want to come forward? Sure.
Do we know yet whether the runway rules that were adopted back in 2007 are still in effect for the 10,000-foot runway? Remember, Mr. Kern, you
Yes.
had asked me for that information, and I gave you the
Yes.
context. And they are you saying yes, they are
No,
in effect?
I'm acknowledging that you gave
Okay.
me the information. Yeah, that's more of a legal.
To my
I would-
knowledge, they have been subsequently modified.
to protect.
And they haven't been rescinded or anything? So they are, and would they go with the runway, should the runway get sold?
I don't know about that.
Okay,
A plan.
I would request that for sure.
that would be awesome.
I would request
Some
that, absolutely.
significant
Because that would be,
concerns
that
that
goes
we
part
had.
and parcel with not having a cargo air terminal or a cargo airport there.
Thank you. That's a great acknowledgement on your part. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
Okay, so, seeing no other comments, we can close the CDA meeting and open the town board meeting. We just need a motion and a second to do that.
So moved.
Second?
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
CDA meeting is closed and town board back open. Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Dawn.
Dawn. Have a good day. Enjoy tonight. All right, moving forward, can I have a first and a second to approve the minutes from the regular town board meeting of June 21st, 2023.
Motion?
Second.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
And Diane, do we have any correspondence and report figures?
Yes, let me just straighten this out here a little bit.
If I can, but hopefully you can hear me. Is that okay? Kind of? Okay.
You got to bring it up to you,
I don't know that I can.
there's a little, you know, just tip the mic toward.
Just like this?
Yes,
Okay,
that's-
better? Better, okay. All right, under correspondence,
Just get a
there,
little closer to it.
all right. Make me work hard for this.
Turn the guitars down.
You need the mic,
Microphone
please.
badge or something.
Yeah, I know.
You can wear
Yeah,
one.
No,
it should be a mini
You know, I
microphone.
do
Yeah.
this so the public, the public
Microphone,
here
please.
can hear, but on television, they will not be able to hear, so.
Okay. Under correspondence, I had only 2 letters, one from the Greater Jamesport Civic Association, and they were expressing their opposition to the Car McVeigh special permit application. There was a letter from EPCAL Watch, and that was in regard to a letter to the IDA. Under reports, the tax receiver, June 2023 utility collection report, $448,459.30, and the police department submitted their June 2023 monthly report.
That's it? Okay. Thank you, Diane. We're now going to begin the public hearing for today. The first public, actually, we only have one, was scheduled for 2:05. The time now is 2:35. And we're going to open up a public hearing for the consideration of a proposed local law to amend Chapter 263 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Rental Dwelling Units. Our town attorney, Eric Howard, will give us an overview of this matter. Eric?
All right, thank you, Supervisor. This is a relatively straightforward code amendment. Last year, we changed the rental chapter to provide for 1-year rental permits rather than 2 years. This proposed change was brought to my attention by our senior town investigator, Rich Downs, where the code still refers to seasonal permits, with the permits themselves being of a 1-year duration. Issuing seasonal permits is somewhat obsolete at this point. So this is really just cleaning that up and taking out any language referencing permits that would only be active from May through September. And then there was one final change that referred to a 2-year permit rather than a 1-year permit. And that's in section 8, and that's just being corrected to 1 year.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping, yes.
Eric, that's not one of the 3 resolutions, is it?
No, that's.
Okay, that's a separate one, right? So just want to make sure, because this is a public hearing. Good. Anyone want to come forward on this amendment? Nobody online? Oh, this was a very easy public hearing. Okay, no one else? The board doesn't want to comment?
No, just a language cleanup. There's
Yeah.
no
It's housekeeping.
Okay.
substance to it, really.
Okay,
So we're going to close the public portion section of this hearing, and it's going to remain open for written comments until 4:30 PM, July 28, 2023, at the town clerk's office. This is going to conclude the public hearing portion of our meeting today, and now we're going to move on to public comments on the resolutions before us today. Does anyone wish to be heard?
Come on, Barbara. Don't be shy.
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barbara Blass. I just have one comment on the resolution declaring lead agency for the comprehensive plan. And the EAF was, the long form was attached. And I have a question about, on page, let me see what page it is, page 2, under planning and zoning actions. The question is the proposed action located wholly or partially within an area listed in an adopted municipal open space plan or adopted municipal farmland protection plan? And the answer was no. And my question is, when we signed into the Community Preservation Fund, we had to have a community preservation project plan. And I believe it was, it has to be updated, I believe, every year. It used to be every year. Maybe they changed the requirements now. But the town has an adopted plan. It's called the Community Preservation Project Plan, and it identifies that very thing, open space parcels and farmland parcels that are of high priority for acquisition and protection. And I'm just wondering why the consultants checked no.
Okay,
Or
with
perhaps
that, we
you
will
could
have
look
to
into-
ask the
you could-
consultants, but I think
yes.
our planning department can make that that request. Greg?
Good pickup.
Yeah, so yeah.
Thank
So,
you very much.
Yeah, they'll reach out to them and reach out back to you, and thank you,
Very
Barbara.
good, thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone online? There's no one. Okay. Everybody must be at the beach today. All right, so we're gonna move forward to resolutions, and Diane, can you please call the
You want to
resolution?
do these first?
Oh, yeah, let's do these first, that's a good, always a good idea. Ahead of time, as we discussed earlier, we're gonna pull resolutions out first to, make some minor changes on them, and that would be, resolution 542, 543, and 555. 553, sorry, okay. So, we had three of them. Devin, can we pull these resolutions?
Well, they're in the packet, we're
So-
just amending all three.
fine.
Yeah, okay,
So we're gonna pull them out of sequence and you can pull them.
good. But eventually,
Start with 11?
where's the clerk is gonna make the actual adjustments, right, eventually?
Yes, I
Okay.
have the notes right here.
All right, so we'll go to 11, 12, and 22, that's the, thanks, 11, 12, and 22. So, who, Rothwell, you have, 11?
I'll do the first one, the amendment for Town Board Resolution 2023-542. It says authorizes the supervisor to execute memorandum of understanding with Civil Service Employees Association, Inc., Local 1000, AFF-SCME, AFL-CIO Riverhead Unit of the Suffolk, Local Number 852 CSEA. Correction on this to do as amended is just, we're just correcting on line number 3 under whereas, where it should be Nicole Buckner. We just need to take out Moriana and Buckner. These were two individuals. I think it was just a copy and paste edit issue. So we just want to place on that third line to the last name should read Buckner. When we go further down to resolve, we're just taking out the Recreation Department, which really doesn't play a role in this. We're under the first resolved. So do I need to make a motion to amend that?
Yes.
Yeah, second.
We gotta pull that.
Okay. So we have
Is that a
for
second?
the
Take the
amendment.
vote, please.
Certainly. Kern,
Yes, as amended.
Rothwell,
Yes, as amended.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes, as amended.
The resolution resolution 542 has been amended.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna move forward from 11, we're
Do
gonna
you want to
move.
just put it back into the sequence to vote on later on, or we, because now we vote on the amendment, but we still have to vote on the actual resolution?
Yeah, you know what, instead of pulling it back from, I guess we can vote on it. Can you take the
Vote
vote?
on it now?
Yep, we'll take the
Okay,
vote.
so,
Actually, we'll take a vote on all of these.
Okay,
When we're done
You
with
need
them?
to read that, please, that has to come up
Okay.
right now.
okay, so,
If you don't need to.
go ahead, I don't want to step on your toes.
No, that's okay, go
No,
right ahead.
okay, Town Board Resolution 2023-542, authorizes the supervisor to execute memorandum of understanding with Civil Service Employees Association, Inc., Local 1000, AFF-SCME, AFL-CIO Riverhead Unit of the Suffolk, Local Number 852 CSEA, so moved, as amended.
Second as amended.
Vote, please.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes, as amended.
Aguirre.
Yes, as amended.
Resolution 542 is adopted. Now we'll move to resolution 543
Yes.
to amend.
That'll be
Yeah,
correct?
there's an amendment here. So this authorizes the supervisor to execute memorandum of understanding with Civil Service Employees Association, Inc., Local 1000, AFS, CME, AFL, CIO, Riverhead Unit of the Suffolk Local Number 852, CSCA, and in the 5th paragraph, we're taking out Recreation Department. It does not need to be in there. So I'd like to make a motion to approve that amendment.
Okay.
Second?
Great, we got a second, Diane, please take a vote on it.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes for amendment.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes, for amendment.
Resolution 543
All right, we're gonna
has
vote
been
on it.
amended.
Okay, so authorizes the supervisor to execute memorandum of understanding with Civil Service Employees Association, Inc., Local 1000, AFS, CME, AFL, CIO, Riverhead Unit of the Suffolk, Local Number 852, CSCA, so moved as amended.
Second, please.
Second?
Seconded?
Vote, please.
Kern,
Yes, as amended.
Rothwell,
Yes, as amended.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes, as amended.
Resolution adopted. Now we'll move to Resolution 553.
Okay, Resolution 553 reads, resolution calling public hearing regarding a capital improvement for the extension number 97 of boundaries and facilities of the Riverhead Water District for Forge Road, Calverton, New York, for a water main extension at the property known as Suffolk County Tax Map Number, District 0600, Section 139, Block 01, Lots 01 through 04, and Section 119, Block 2, Lots 59 and 60, and Section 118, Block 5, Lots 1.1, 1.2, and 2 through 11. We're going to make an amendment on this on the third to last paragraph where it says, now therefore be it resolved. Halfway through the paragraph, it goes down and mentions an address. That address is incorrect. So the hereto to provide water service to, and the correct address is Forge Road, Calverton, New York, property known as Suffolk County Tax Map District 0600, Section 139, Block 01, Lot 01 through 04, and Section 119, Block 2, Lots 59 and 60, and Section 118, Block 5, Lots 1.1, 1.2, and 2 through 11. Make a motion to amend.
Second.
Vote, please.
Kern,
Yes, as amended.
Rothwell,
Yes to amend.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes to amend.
Resolution 553 has been amended.
And we're going to take a vote on it.
Okay. Resolution 553, resolution calling public hearing regarding a capital improvement for the extension of number 97 of boundaries and facilities of the Riverhead Water District for Forge Road, Calverton, New York, for a water main extension at the property known as Suffolk County Tax Map District Number 0600, Section 139, Block 01, Lots 01 through 04, and Section 119, Block 2, Lots 59 and 60, and Section 118, Block 5, Lots 1.1, 1.2, and 2 through 11. I'm going to quiz you guys. What blocks were these I just read? You paying
Block
attention
through
out
11.
there? So moved.
Second.
Okay, let's take a vote on the amended resolution.
Kern,
Yes, as
Roth-
amended.
sorry, Rothwell,
Yes as amended.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes, as amended.
Resolution 553 is adopted.
All right, so we're finished with all the amendment. I think that worked out better to call them all together. So now we're going to go on and read the resolutions, Diane, please.
Okay, resolution number 532.
Sewer District Capital Project Number 82321, budget adoption. So moved.
Second.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 533.
Venetia Square, Wading River, EIS budget transfer. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 534.
Water District Capital Project Number 82320, Mara Subdivision, budget adoption. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 535.
Budget adjustment for historic markers. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 536.
Appoints a call and recreation aide to the Recreation Department. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 537.
Ratifies the appointment of a seasonal recreation aide to the Recreation Department. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 538.
Ratifies the provisional appointment of a housing inspector. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes, Dan has been a part-time employee for 15 years in the town of Riverhead. He served us well, he got on the test, And that's what you do in civil service. You promote people and you make them full-time, and we welcome him as a full-timer to the building department, and I vote yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 539.
Ratifies the appointment of a temporary part-time office assistant. So moved.
Second.
Vote please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 540.
Accepts the resignation of a maintenance mechanic 2. So moved.
Seconded?
Vote please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 541.
Accepts the retirement of a police sergeant. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Best of luck, Jill, and I hope you get to enjoy your family and everything works out well for you, and yes, absolutely.
Resolution adopted. Now we'll go over Resolution 11 and 12 since they were done, and on to 13, item 13, Resolution 544.
That must be me at least.
No, sounds like it's me.
The next one.
Awards bid for disposal of town-generated construction and demolition materials. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 545.
Going to pause. The resolution that originally was listed for authorize the town clerk to publish and post notice to bidders for janitorial services at 4 West 2nd Street and Annex. I'm going to ask to poll this resolution so that we can continue to consult with our CSEA, just to take a closer look at this resolution. So I make a motion to pull it.
Can I get a second?
Pull it or table it? How do we do this?
Yeah, that's what,
What table?
Table
We'll
it.
table it, that's what I thought.
okay.
Okay.
Take
Motion
it
to
out and
table.
just we'll
I'll
work out.
take a second one.
If you're gonna,
Yeah,
okay.
you gonna second it?
No, I'll second the table.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll table it because might vote on something.
Yeah, I don't think this needs to vote no.
Yeah,
So let's-
right,
let's
we're gonna
make the
table it,
corrections.
adjust it, and then bring it back up. So, we have a first and a second,
A
and,
motion to table, right?
yeah,
Yes, I made a motion to table. Did someone
You
second
did?
it?
I
I
second.
think Bob seconded.
yeah, can you take the vote, Diane, please?
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes, the table.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes, the table.
The resolution has been tabled. Resolution 546.
Zenith Building Mixed-Use Site Plan, final approval, 12 McDermott Avenue, Riverhead, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-129-4-5-2, so moved.
Seconded?
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 547.
Amends a portion of resolution number 2023-518, so moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 548.
Authorizes the town supervisor to execute an amendment retainer agreement with Bolts and Vigliata, PLLC. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 549.
Ratifies authorization of license agreement with Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance Corps for use of Riverhead Senior Center auditorium for EMS training. So moved.
Seconded?
Yes. Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes, thank you to the volunteers over there, Arbeck.
Hubbard.
Yeah, they're using it to do an EMT course and training to certify EMTs, so absolutely, yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 550.
Classifies action and declares lead agency for Town of Riverhead Comprehensive Plan update. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguiar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 551.
Waives fee for use of showmobile. This is going to be for the Riverhead, Polish Hall is going to set up our Polish Festival coming up, so make a motion to move on that.
Looks like it's
So the-
shaping up.
Yeah, very happy to second that, glad that it's coming back.
Okay, so we have a second. Take the vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 552.
Approve special event chapter 255 application for Riverhead Polish Hall Polish Festival. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. And we'll skip over 553 since that's already been adopted. And we'll go to Resolution 554.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post public notice for a hearing to consider a local law to amend Chapter 289-10 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Parking Prohibited, Toomey Avenue. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 555.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post public notice for a hearing to consider a local law to amend Chapter 289-10 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Parking Prohibited Peninsula Path. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 556.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post public notice for a hearing to consider a local law to establish Chapter 117 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Mandatory Surcharges and the Appropriation of Fees. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 557.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post public notice for a hearing to consider a local law to amend Chapter 213 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Bicycles and Electric Scooters. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 558.
Riverhead Town Board supports the development of a YMCA recreation facility at the former New York State Armory and approves the CDC to enter into negotiations with the YMCA of Long Island. Long time waiting, so moved. Yes.
Seconded.
All right, so just to give a little glimpse to the public, did you want to expand on this, Bob? I know that you've been working on it, and I've been working on it with you also. This is a long time coming. It's been at least 18 years since the last study was done. Tons of studies. At one time, the YMCA was interested, and something happened along the line, and you want to take it from there?
Yeah, I think this is step-to-step process, and, you know, the first step was to get their board, the YMCA board, to approve the location, which they have. We have approved the location. Step two is now going to be for our legal department to work with CDA to enter into an agreement with the YMCA so we can move to that step.
All right, so this is, the property is designated for police, right?
Recreation.
Recreation,
Yes.
PAL, youth, and so it's a very appropriate use. And again, this resolution is just to start the process because they have to raise a tremendous amount of funds. We don't have a lot of resources for our youth, and our elderly will be able to use this also. So this is it's a home run, and I know, Bob, you went down and met with them 3 times, and I know I did a lot of phone calls, but you were out there physically making sure this works. They're totally ecstatic. I spoke to a few days ago to the head of the YMCA, and they are fully supportive of this. There is no doubt that they want to go forward. So hopefully we're going to see something real soon there.
We met with the person that designs them nationally, and also the person that programming and what programming would be appropriate in Riverhead. So I look forward to just moving this, continue to move this forward. And you know, the great thing is it's for all ages.
That's right.
It's programming throughout, so it includes everybody, which is really a great thing to bring to the town of Riverhead.
So full support, be exciting future. Just a small correction, it won't be the CDC we're dealing with, it'll be the CDA.
Yeah.
On the heading there.
Okay, so we have to adjust that.
Yeah, well,
That you don't need.
you want me to read that with an amendment? I mean, then we should,
Do we need to amend that spelling typo?
yeah, the CDC is,
Counselor?
Yeah, we should. It's legislation, and we should have proper legislation.
unless,
He tried to correct it, but we
I
have
thought it
it
was-
here now, and we're voting on legislation. So why don't we just vote on it?
Motion to amend.
Yeah, make a motion.
Yeah,
Center for
Yeah, I-
Disease Control.
so we're making a motion
They'll
to
try to take
amend
over.
the CDC to the CDA.
Second,
Vote on the amendment, please.
Kern,
Yes to amend.
Rothwell,
yes to amend.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes to amend.
Resolution 558 has been amended.
You want me to read
Okay,
it?
so let's,
Read
we'll
it
read
again.
it
We'll
again,
do
and we're gonna
that.
take a vote.
So good. Fauci, the CDC. No.
No, take out CC, please.
Riverhead Town Board supports the development of a YMCA recreation facility at the former New York State Armory and approves the CDA to enter into negotiations with the YMCA of Long Island, so moved.
Second.
Vote, please. Vote, please.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes,
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes to amend.
Resolution 558 has been adopted.
So we have 559?
Yes, Resolution 559.
Awards bid for renovation, modification of certain portions within Town Hall at 4 West Second Street. So moved.
Vote, please.
I'll second it,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes,
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution
Uh,
adopted.
Tim and Bob, I think maybe we should have a work session and update the public that we finally took over the property last week. Okay? I think that now we have the resolution, we officially took over, or was it the 11th or the 12th?
It
The
was
11th?
the 11th.
We officially took over the entire property, and I think that we now should bring it to the public in some form. So you're kept informed. IT was the first individuals to move there. They're there now, setting up all the wiring, and we're going to transition, depending, there's going to be a little bit of construction. Those areas that do not require any type of construction, we'll probably be moving in next. But I guess we'll just have a quick work session in the next work session and bring the public up to date on it. You up for it?
Yeah, I think we'll be in a good position in about 2 weeks to do that.
Okay. And if it's not the next one, you want to wait one more week, just let us know. But I think it's about time we bring it to everybody's excited here, for the employees. It's a beautiful building, and we look forward to that, so. So that was, resolution number 559. And the last one usually belongs to Bayrod, right?
Resolution 560.
560,
This
yeah.
is going to
Pay
be a
the
long
bills.
one. It's going to be
That's-
a really long one.
that's
so
Bayrod's,
You
560.
want to take a break before I read it?
Pay
Pays
bills?
bills. So moved.
Seconded.
Okay. those-
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell.
yes,
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
So that's going to conclude our resolutions. Thank you, Diane. And we're going to move on to public comment.
Sorry, just wanted to bring up the resolution for the next meeting that we're hoping to ratify relating to the grant application. I just thought maybe it would be good to just
Yes, and you have mentioned
put that out there.
Absolutely.
So, as you know, we had asked the board to authorize us to apply for a grant for a strategic planning and feasibility study for the Veterans Park at EPCAL. The state of New York offers a grant opportunity, and we talked about this in 2018. The supervisor at that time wasn't interested in pursuing it, but this board is interested in pursuing it. So we'd like to make that application just in case the public wanted to know that that resolution will be a ratification because our application deadline is next Friday, so,
Absolutely.
okay, very
This
good.
board supports it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Don.
Keep up the good work. You're bringing in a lot of money here lately, millions. Okay, so now we're going to move forward to open comments from the public on any matter. Anyone online? Okay, that's interesting. Not used to such a short meeting, but it's a wrap.
Can I just make a comment?
Yeah, sure.
So I just want to, obviously we passed 2 resolutions, but the word is out. We are having a Polish festival here in Riverhead, and we just want to help promote it. It'll be on August 19th. And so the Polish Civic Association struggled over the last few years throughout the pandemic, and the Polish Hall and its participants and volunteers have agreed to step it up. I thank Assemblywoman Jody Giglio for helping out, and Councilman Bayrod, as well as myself, have joined the board with Tom and Kerry Nijon and so many other volunteers within the Polish Hall. So we just look forward, and I'm just helping promote this. Is a good portion of Riverhead has always been dedicated to our Polish community, so we'd like to see everybody come out and support on August 19th. Thank you.
It's actually going out into the street this year.
This year.
Last year,
Yes.
they did it, and they kept it
On
to
the
the
premise?
confines of their property and inside the building, but they've expanded this year to go outside, which is really nice.
We'll have a Polish wedding, we'll declare a king and queen and of the Polish festival, and we will also have a concert of not just polka music, but also the more updated concert for later in the evening for the more current music that's out in Poland. So, well-rounded festival, exciting.
So unfortunately, COVID put a stop to it, and then, of course, and a friend of mine was the civic leader, Mary, and she passed away. So that, and now it's good to see the Polish Hall took over, and now they're expanding, and definitely be there.
Well, the Polish Civic did such a great job for so many years.
Yes.
I mean, kudos to them for all the work that went into it. It's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
And hopefully, maybe someday they'll get back into doing it again. But in the meantime, the Polish Hall stepped up its
Yeah,
game. and
yeah.
Who was it,
Bossy
Bertie?
sandwich run
Was it
out
Bertie?
early, so you gotta get there early.
Tim, was it Bird or Birdie? Who was it, remember? Who was that on the Polish Civic? The woman, she was phenomenal.
McKay, that's what,
No,
she was
before
the
that.
president, she's the one
Before
that
that.
says.
Was it Bert Harris?
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
She
Bert
was-
Harris, that's exactly who it
yeah.
was.
We used to call her Birdie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, again, Jamesport Carnival starts tonight and all the way through Saturday, so we'll hope to see you there. And we don't have anyone online, right? So we're gonna close this meeting. Can I have a first and a second to close this town board meeting, please?
Motion?
Can I have a second?
I'll second, and welcome back, Grace.
All in favor? All opposed? So moved. Please be safe, everyone, and enjoy the weather today. This morning was gonna be a lot longer today.
I don't know what-
Recording stopped.
Time now.